we actually process in excess of $14 trillion every day, which is, if you want to click your fingers, that's equivalent to about $5 million every time you can click your fingers as fast as you can click your fingers.
Hey, what is up guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Let's kick it off. First up, to highlight a few things related to XRP, even the FedNow update. So we have Matthew LINY sharing this. So FedNow is a multiple payment rail platform. There are dozens of vendors that will be available to clients. Here are a few Ripple customers and XRP enabled options. And I also want to share some important stats related to crypto payments and the adoption of crypto payments in the future. And this report just came out this month, made by Ripple and the US Faster Payments Council. So taking a look at FedNow for 24/7 instant payments. And so now these financial institutions like banks and other credit unions can connect directly through the FedNow service. Now we see a few Ripple partners. We can see Bank of New York. Please remember that the retired vice chairman is now on the board of PolySign. We have CGI Payments, talked about them way too much for the past few years. We have Temenos in the T24 stack. We have Cypherium, another crypto asset people are excited about, and potentially some good hype in the future. We have Volante, we'll cover them. We're also going to cover Finstra, which is massive. ACI Worldwide, even bigger, processing over $14 trillion. And we'll also just touch that really quick. And then MasterCard is also a Ripple partner. This is a list of vendors and other service providers connected to FedNow, and many of them are actually integrated with Ripple. And here's an old post I did with Ripple and Volante. So Volante right here, over 100 banks, 35 countries, millions of transactions and trillions in value every single day, powering 4 of the top 5 corporate banks in the world, 40% of all US commercial bank deposits, and 70% of worldwide card traffic. So this was between Volante and Ripple, the Volpay Ripple processor module. And we can see right here on Volante's website, $1.4 trillion of wire value is processed by a Volante customer in a single day. And of course, referencing FedNow, we can see ISO 222 messaging, and I see a lot of hype going around with this. Yes, I'm excited, and I believe that crypto will play a part and be integrated, but just remember that ISO is just messaging. It does not mean in the next one day, everybody's just going to flip a switch. Now we know the wires landscape is shifting. We can see the ISO 222 messaging standard, and we can see FedNow. Also a part of FedNow is CGI. Now you guys remember that CGI and Ripple have worked together in the past. They're also currently on the Digital Pound Foundation together with a few other crypto assets. And just to emphasize how big CGI is, they process 40% of the global FX settlement volume. We're talking trillions of dollars. And they process more than 20% of SWIFT payment transactions. And CGI handles more than 35% of all US wire-based transaction volumes, $3 to $5 trillion in a single day. And even back in 2015 on their website, Ripple Agreement extends CGI Payment Solutions portfolio. CGI Payment Solutions portfolio by integrating Ripple's distributed financial tech. We can see ACI Worldwide right there. And this is a video I uploaded a while back. We know that ACI Worldwide is absolutely massive. They also have Ripple listed on their website. And this gentleman is head of real-time payments at ACI Worldwide. So I made some timestamps in this video if you guys are curious, just pointing out connections between Europe, Japan, throughout Saudi Arabia, everywhere. Between Ripple and the central bank, and keep in mind ACI Worldwide is another one that sends multiple trillions per day, in this case $14 trillion per day, with more than 1,000 of the largest financial institutions around the globe.
Today we process around about 1.6 billion transactions a year in faster payments, but it is by far the largest real-time payment scheme anywhere in the world. Talking of billions, just one thing to note, ACI does about 1 billion transactions every day. And in financial sense, because of the huge dominance that we have within processing of high-value payments and SWIFT payments generally, we actually process in excess of $14 trillion every day, which is, if you want to click your fingers, that's equivalent to about $5 million every time you can click your fingers as fast as you can click your fingers.
And then last but not least, we have Finstra. Here's some stuff I posted. Finstra, CLS product with PayPlus. Now PayPlus is actually integrated with RippleNet. Connected to a variety of banks. We have Citibank, Deutsche Bank, National Australia Bank, hint hint, also a Ripple partner. Bank of China, Bank of America, Ripple partner. The People's Bank of China also met with the company Ripple in 2017. We have Bank of New York and BNY. Huge connections to the company Ripple along with PolySign. And this was posted by Crypto Eddie a while back between Ripple and Finstra. Manage cross-border payments easier with RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging. manage millions of payment messages in message warehouses around the world. And so Finstra, a Ripple partner, connected to 48 of the top 50 banks in the world, over 9,000 customers at the time, probably way bigger, 130 countries. Ripple integrated their global payment services hub, Global Pay Plus. So Finstra's Pay Plus integrated with Ripple is the leading solution used by CLS. I believe this is called a continuous link settlement. It's been a few years since we've talked about it. You can see this was 2020 for FX settlement. So connected to CLS, and they transact over 50% of FX settlement volume. That's trillions. And the Bank for International Settlement says right here, trading in OTC foreign exchange markets reached $7.5 trillion per day in April 2022. Wow. And so we're talking about FedNow today and a variety of their vendors and service providers because the Federal Reserve announces July launch for the FedNow service. So it definitely could be an interesting summer. I think a variety of things are lining up for a heck of a summer and a lot of volatility. I personally am quite bullish over the coming months, and I think that a lot of narratives are set in terms of banks collapsing and how many black swan events we've had over the past 2 years alone without any type of retracement. I'm super excited. Now, really quick to go over this report of Ripple and the US Faster Payments Council that just came out this month, transforming the way money moves, discussing the opportunities of crypto-enabled payments and what leading providers expect next. We can see that over 50% of surveyed leaders believe that most merchants will accept crypto payments within 1 to 3 years. And according to Juniper Research, they believe that blockchain's potential for significantly increasing savings for financial institutions conducting cross-border transactions is an estimated $10 billion by 2030. And we can also see the global cross-border payment flows are expected to reach $156 trillion, driven by a 5% CAGR or compound annual growth rate. 156 trillion. And I thought this was interesting, the US crypto payments use case maturity 2023 today. So we have remittances, the infrastructure is basically mature, and we're starting to see mainstream adoption of using crypto as a payment use case. So we have the scale below 1 to 10, so it basically starts as a very light blue to darker blue all the way to green, which is 10 out of 10. Next up, we have cross-border business-to-business payments. It's getting there, but it still looks about halfway, maybe a 5 or a 6. We can see card payments are even lighter. And then digital payments in this report is very light, basically a 0 when it comes to infrastructure, mainstream adoption, regulatory certainty, interoperability, and acceptable level of risk. It seems like Ripple is using the remittance market in these illiquid markets servicing on-demand liquidity today as a proof of concept to scale up to bigger use cases. And we can see some use cases attributed to cost savings related to cross-border payments using a stablecoin is up to 80% less expensive for the end user compared to traditional remittance operators. That means for a $500 remittance payment that you're sending, the cost of an on-chain FX conversion combined with the on-off ramp can be transacted for as little as $4.80, which is much smaller than the average cost of a remittance, which hovers around $20, which is just insane. And today across insurance claims, rewards, rebates, and other disbursement payment types. And remember, all of this is a type of message that can be shared on a ledger or run on DLT in the future. There are so many types of transactions for DLT or the crypto asset class to change this world entirely. US companies generate more than 1.9 billion payments to consumers annually, and 1/3 are made by paper check. I just had to write a check recently, and it's just crazy and blows my mind that people still write checks to this day. In an effort to help modernize and streamline this process, blockchain-based providers have targeted the corporate disbursement use cases to pay employees, affiliates, and customers in a more timely, cost-effective way. 97% of these surveyed leaders believe blockchain tech and crypto will have a significant or very significant role in enabling faster payments within the next 3 years. And 6% is the global average cost of sending $200. 6% fee, guys. And 6% is double the SDG goal targeted by the UN. And we have Brendan Barry, Director of Product Management over at Ripple. By leveraging a digitized asset, you can move funds in real time, bypassing the pain and costs associated with correspondent banking in favor of real-time settlement. Now, we went over the studies of correspondent banking, and it is getting smaller and smaller. The margins are getting smaller. This is simply a matter of time. SWIFT knows this, the BIS knows this, world governments and central banks understand this. It is not if, it is just when. Also, had to share this from Anders Zell. Why would the United States wait all this time until 40 million Americans own cryptocurrency and it is a $1 trillion asset class before fighting it? That makes very little sense to me. Wouldn't have been easier for the SEC and other US regulators to crush the market early when it was small? Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. If you think the SEC is actually here to serve our best interests and serve the people, you have another thing coming. Ripple the company was meeting with the SEC on a weekly basis according to David Schwartz. And I'm talking 2014, 2015, etc. So we have the SEC threatening different exchanges, we have Gemini, Kraken for staking solutions, yet a variety of black swans have occurred and they have not protected any retail investors that I'm aware of. And you know what, we'll keep this video short and sweet today. In the next video, we're going to dive into Casper, so if you hold it, be sure to tune in. A huge thank you to all that hit the like button and share this around, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.